As we are closing this day of Buang Moloto Choral Festival rehearsals with the orchestra, we have umaestro wakhe, Mr. Sidwell Mhlongo, Njomani,
Yeah,
Nkosi Bhutimani Ngubalapha.
nami ngiyajabula ukuba la.
Yes,
Yes.
Njomani, today sine zawuthina i-rehearsal ye-orchestra so that to help new conductors. You were there inside. What you saw to those upcoming conductors?
Yeah, it's such a pity that we don't have enough of these kinds of workshops where conductors are introduced to orchestra conducting, because that arena of orchestra conducting you only develop if you've got enough practice with it. So if you do it once a year, really you are not going to develop as fast as you would like to. So if if organizations like Buang are able to organize workshops like these and get an orchestra, a professional orchestra, to expose conductors to, this is something that needs to be applauded a lot, because today there were conductors that were seeing being in front of the orchestra for the very first time, so they did not know what to expect. They did not know how to cue the orchestra in terms of tempo, to say this is the tempo I want. So they ended up conducting the tempo that they are given by singers combined with the orchestra. And then the one conductor, I went to him and asked, "Is this the tempo that you want?" Then he quickly said, "No, it's not the tempo that I want." But he did not know how to achieve it. You see, so at least now that he's been exposed to an orchestra, the next time he comes to an orchestra, he will know how to how to set the tempo for the orchestra and keep the tempo. Because the other thing that I noticed was that after setting the tempo, as the music progressed, it got slower and slower and slower, and at that point, the performance will just collapse. You see, so and to know how to get back the tempo that you want, it's not an easy thing. It needs a lot of experience. You see, so the more they get an opportunity like this, the better for them, because at the end of the day, in South Africa, we want conductors who are versatile, who are able to conduct choirs and be able to conduct orchestras as well, without getting off put by the orchestra. Yeah, they need to be able to have the confidence to take the reins and achieve the same results that they would achieve with choir only. You see, yeah. So this is a great initiative by Buang Moloto, for them to. I mean, the competition is new. It only started last year,
Yes.
and already this year they've introduced such a big thing like an orchestra. This is very commendable. Yes.
Um, okay. Hi, Sid.
Yes.
You've just mentioned a very interesting point that the conductors, some of them it was their first time to conduct the thing. So one, my question would be on the succession plan. Do you think there is a succession plan that is there for the young upcoming conductors, that maybe you as conductors, like your experienced conductors, that is in place for the young ones? And second part, I see the competition is wafa wafa. Agna standard, agna large. Are you having an advantage, or the other conductors are having an added advantage? Because I'm just trying to check the disadvantages and advantages for the space. So are you saying that you can do this? Uh,
Let us start with the second question. Competitions have their own life. Yeah, in a competition, there's no therefore. You can come with your well experienced choir and get beaten by a choir that started 2 years ago or a year ago.
Yes, yes.
So it depends on the attitude of the conductor. If the conductor is doing a lot of research and training the voices of the choir effectively, then they will present very good music. No matter that the competition, the choir started 2 years ago or 1 year ago. So it depends really on the conductor. A conductor can come in and present brilliantly, more than well-established choirs. So a competition is exciting in that way that there are no obvious winners. Everybody is on a
Flat
flat,
scale.
Yeah.
yeah. So everybody comes and does their best, and they are assessed on that performance that they are delivering. No choir will be assessed on what they did last year
Yes.
or what they did the previous competition. So this is what is exciting about the competition. And then the first question about succession plan. I think I don't see a lot of succession plan happening in our choirs, because we believe choristers will believe in one conductor, and then when you introduce the second conductor, then they start having
They're tentative.
questions, you see. Yeah, so I think as a conductor you need to, if you believe in having a succession plan, you need to instill the idea in the choir whether they have doubts or not, because if you listen to those doubts, then you will never have a succession plan, you see. Yeah, so it's something that needs to be instilled no matter what in choirs. There are conductors who have been conducting for more than 20 years, and I don't think they have succession plans. So it's something that we need to look at as choirs, as conductors, that let us have young choristers or young conductors that we develop in our choirs. You see, so that God knows I can pass away tomorrow, and then what's going to happen to my choir? You see, so if there's somebody else that is there, then the choir will continue. You see, so the choir will not be based on one conductor. And I pray that we do that as conductors, that we look at that issue and try to implement it. Yeah.
That's it.
Yes.
Coming from Terombane, Shaka, here now. Strength is now started.
You know, let me be honest with you. The reason why I'm doing the Rompan, Buang Moloto, is one reason only. It's because we are going to the finals for the Rompan. So I don't want my choir to relax. You see, I want to have a performance every month, in October, in November, and in December, when we go to the finals. That is my thought about it, because I think when a choir can sit out a whole month without rehearsal, when they come back to rehearse, then you have to start from afresh to get their voices together for blending and all those things. But if they always sing, then it's easy for them to go to the next level. So that is my reason why I entered Buang Moloto. I looked at the date and saw that the date is 26 October, and we don't have any activity in October. Then let us go to Tirompane. So after Tirompane, after Buang Moloto, I'll be looking for another opportunity in November. So if there's any other competition, maybe Tswane, for instance, we could end up singing there, just to get the choir to sing. You see, yeah, it's important for a choir to always be active. Yeah, some previous years we used to only meet when there's a project. Yeah, and then I realized that each time when we meet, and then I have to start from afresh, with a lot of things that could have carried forward if we didn't take a rest. You see, yeah. So it's from that point of view that why we are here. at Moloto.
You know, this man here, Buang,
Yeah.
he mentioned last that I was inspired by Gauteng Choristers.
Oh yeah,
I went to Joburg and watched
the requiem.
European.
Oh yes.
The way they were doing things, Gauteng
Actually, you are
Choristers
the
was
source of
Sidwell
this.
there.
He told me
The
that.
way Sidwell was doing things. Then when I come back, I said, let's do this in Northwest.
Yeah.
How do you feel my situation?
No, I feel that at least there's a reason for our existence. If people get inspired by what we do, then it means that it's a good thing that we are existing and we inspire other people. You see, because the reason for existence is not for our own sake,
Yeah.
but it's for the sake of choral music in the country. So we put in our 1 cent worth into the total outlook of music in the country. So I'm happy if there's one person who got inspired from our performance. It makes us to do more of such performances.
See?
Yes.
I think it would be a bit unfair if I were to ask this question to you, and for many reasons. You've got accolades upon your belt, and you've achieved more within the space. Now, do you honest within you? Do you think we are ready as the fraternity to be out there commercially? Do you think our music could be featured in, for instance, we watched it, there was Ushaka Ilembe,
Mm.
and there's a full music by Utata Mzekazi
Yeah.
Kumal, and then that music was not in use there. And we could ask ourselves various questions. Do you think we are ready as the fraternity to go on a bigger scale, whereby we are no longer singing for us? Well, if you look at it, the audience is the former choristers,
Choristers,
or do you think we are ready to go out there and present what we have? And if yes, what should we do? Like, from on top of your head, I know I just asked you. This is just a question that is.
Yeah, I think when I look at the choral space, we should be ready, but because there are no people who are taking a big step forward to do this commercialization, then we are all stuck. You see, so one person must just take a leap, faith out of faith, and just commercialize the music. You see, if we can introduce new audiences, that's the start. So we need to try and get people who would not come to a choral festival ordinarily, and get them to come and experience the music. And also our repertoire also is problematic, because we are always doing the same songs all the time. Even in competitions we repeat music. There's no new music that we are doing. I think also if we can do more new music, we can attract more people, you see. And also do collaborations with other genres as well. You see, if you can collaborate with a jazz artist as a choir, that will attract new audience, and that's what we need. New audience will then lead us to saying, okay, now we are ready to commercialize our music, because as choirs our music is at a standard where it can be commercialized. Yeah, we just need one or two people to take that leap of faith, and say, let us commercialize, and then it will happen. Um, I've noticed that Clermont Community Choir has already done a bit of the collaborations with gospel artists, and their concerts are very successful. They reach people who ordinarily would not have gone to a choral performance, but they go because a certain artist who's well known, he will be performing with the choir. So I think that has made it possible for even other choirs to say, look, Clermont Community Choir is successful in doing this. Let us also try
Try
it.
it.
You see, yeah, then it will be beneficial for us, because really we've got a lot of professional musicians in choral music, and they struggle with work. They don't get enough performances. But maybe if we can commercialize a little bit, then we will be able to make enough money as choirs to be able to pay
Choristers.
the choristers. You see, yeah. So it just needs that one person who can just say, "Let me do it." Although it's new space, but I'm gonna do it, and then everybody else will follow.
I think we have been talking about contracts and in terms of commitment from choristers, and your choir has been around. How did you keep them going? Um, Over and above that, you are producing great music, and artistically you are attractive, even to the listeners. So do you have contracts that are signed by your choir that commits them to be members of your choir? Or give us your secret, why are you still having a choir that is standing after
It's
so
not.
many
It's
years?
not even a secret, you and Nazim, yes, because if in your choir you've got interesting programs that you are doing, people will tend to stay with you,
Yeah.
because if you keep on doing one and the same thing all the time, some people get tired and then they decide, let me retire. You see, but your if your program changes all the time and it's interesting, then people will tend to stay. We don't even make them to sign contracts; they just stay out of the
Love.
love of the music. You see, yeah. So I think as conductors, we need to also think about our programs in a year. What programs do you want to do? We must not only rely in competitions, because competitions will come and go, but choral music should remain. So it means that we must think out of the box
Yes.
and do concerts, do other things that can keep the choristers engaged
Yeah.
and interested. You see, yes,
Was it last year you featured as an adjudicator in this competition?
yes.
What are the things that you can advise? I don't know, maybe to the adjudication team that is
Advise
coming
himself.
in this year.
Well, the adjudication team is not new to the environment of
Yeah.
adjudicating. They told us today in the workshop that the adjudicators that are coming in, there are two new adjudicators that are coming in. They are adjudicators that have been adjudicating in other choral music festivals for a long time. So there's nothing new really that they're going to experience. What they must bring is their integrity, because that is important. Oftentimes the competitions get,
Ruined.
people don't go anymore to those competitions because of the quality of the adjudication.
Yes.
You find that adjudicators are biased, um, either towards you or towards the other choir, and they then would score you, if they are biased towards you, more than what you deserved, and then you win, because even though you didn't have to win. So all those things, they will bring down foundations like Buang.
Yes.
So
Yes.
people who come in to educate in this competition, they must be wary of the fact that, bring your integrity and leave the competition with your integrity intact, because you have delivered correct results. You see, all look, all the musicians in South Africa, all conductors, all adjudicators work with choirs. There's no adjudicator that can tell me that they don't work with other choirs.
Exactly.
Everybody works with choirs. But when you come to sit at the table, forget about those
Quiet.
relationships.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, just educate the music that is on stage at the time, and forget that this choir won in 2010, and then what. Educate what is on stage at the moment, and then if that is done, the results are gonna be good, and people will feel encouraged to come again to the competition next year, because they see that the education panel is fair.
It's fair,
Yeah, that is one thing that will grow a competition like Buang Moloto. Yeah.
Do you have any questions?
No, I don't have any other question. I would just wish him all the best, great health, and everything that your heart's desire, and also all the best with the competition on the 26th of October, and also at the finals of Tiromban.
Yes. Yeah. Hey, yeah. No, thank you very much. We need the luck.
Sure, President.
Sure.
Thank you,
Thanks.
President.
Sure.
Thank you.